Today I'm breaking down the best way to sign content agency clients in 2025. This is the exact method I use to scale up to 130K a month. We've done over 7 figures from the agency alone. So I'm going to break everything down in this video. It's a mix of outbound and inbound. If at any point in this video you want to work with me one-to-one, steal all my systems, all my methods, have me write your outreach script for you, then just hit the first link in the description. There's also a free group down there. Let's get right into it. Before I get into the how to do the outreach, the content, etc., I just need to talk about the importance of setting your foundations up, because you need to look semi-professional. If you're outreaching from your personal Instagram account and you still have your high school pics on there, stuff like that, it will probably work if you do enough volume, but you're just stacking up more cards against yourself than you really have to. You need to look semi-professional, and I'll tell you how in a second. Luckily, this process of setting the foundations only takes 3 to 4 days. I personally did it in 3 days. Usually some people, it takes them like up to 7 days if they're not too tech savvy. So overall, the goal is to launch as quickly as possible. You need a website, and then you need a video sales letter and your offer. This is 3 out of 4 of the components of launching, and then you also just need to clean up your social media pages. So for the website, the top part is very simple. It's just like your offer at the top, a sub headline, a video sales letter, and then a call to action. Underneath that, just social proof if you have social proof, and then just explain a little bit about your service, like what are the actual things you're providing and what is the end result people should expect. And then there should be some sort of way for people to book in a call with you at the bottom. For the video sales letter, you want to make sure this usually is like 4 to 5 minutes long. You don't really want to go too crazy with it and make it super long and 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour long. You're selling to business owners. They don't really have time for super long games. Like, they just want to know what you do and what they should expect. And that can be done in a 4-minute video, even less, to be honest. My VSL is about 6 minutes long. And for the offer, you want to just make sure you're actually pushing an end result, because people don't buy videos, they buy money, they buy leads. You have to think, why would somebody pay a video editor? Okay, we're not offering editing, right? We're doing a lot more than editing, but just to make it simple, why would someone pay a videographer for a video? Usually 9 times out of 10, the goal that they're trying to fulfill with that video is to post it online and hopefully get reach, awareness, and actually land clients from the video. Of course, there's a couple different types of videos. Some videos aren't intended to get clients, but the majority of people you'll be working with, at least if you're doing my model of the content agency, they're trying to make money from the videos because they're selling some sort of digital service or product on the back end or software. And then in terms of your social media pages, you want to just make sure these are clean. These are the main socials. I think this is like all of them. I mean, Facebook's not on here, but you don't got to worry about Facebook. Twitter, or X, I don't call it X. Your LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, just make sure all of them are cleaned up. Clean profile picture, headshot. You have a simple bio that just explains what you do, and then you should be good to go from there. For Instagram, I'll talk more about posting content in a bit, but you don't really need to go too crazy and post a ton of reels. Just try and get 1 or 2 pinned Instagram reels on there that just explain what you do. This is just going to make it a lot easier for when you outreach someone and they check your profile, they're going to just watch that video, and it's basically a mini VSL. What's happening here once you set the foundation is whenever you reach out to someone, they're either copying your email domain and they're pasting it into the search bar and trying to find your website, or if you're reaching out to them on socials, they're searching up your name, first name, last name, and trying to find you and see if you have any followers, see if you have any credibility, so on and so forth. So just setting all of this stuff up makes the outreach convert much more. That's setting up the foundation. So now let's get into the money makers. So there's 2 ways to get clients. There's direct outreach, and then there's content. There's also paid ads, but I scaled up to this point with no paid ads. Sure, I messed around at one point with $2,000 on a Twitter campaign, which basically just got me eyeballs and no money, or directly trackable money at least. I've tested a VSL funnel for a little bit. I did a little bit of YouTube ads, overall 3 to 5K ad spend, just testing stuff. But I signed 1 client off the ads, but I turned them off right after. And all the other growth from my agency is completely organic. So literally 99.9% of it. So I don't have paid ads here because they're usually expensive. Ad platforms are constantly changing. Usually when you're starting out, you don't have money to get clients. And even later on, once you're at 20 or 30 grand a month, it's okay, you can do ads, but you can just push more outreach. It's free, and you'll keep more margin until way later, 100K a month plus. Then you can kind of start to look into it, because maybe at that point you're kind of past the point of doing outreach, or you don't want to have to continuously make content. Then you can sort of try and experiment with ads. But I personally have never tried to really crack ads or have cracked it myself, anything like that. So I just teach what I know. I don't teach BS. So I know Twitter and YouTube. I know direct outreach like the back of my hand. You'll even notice in my videos, I don't really talk about LinkedIn too much, because I actually don't even really know what the hell I'm doing on LinkedIn. I barely post on there. So direct outreach, the golden bullet method / dream 100. So I call it 2 names interchangeably. In terms of what it is, you're sending free work, as you guys probably know by now if you already watch my channel. And this works super well because people feel indebted to you. You're out here doing all this free work up front, and they're okay, I have to check this. I have to at least get back to the guy. He put in some work into this, and they appreciate it. So they're going to check it out, and you're going to stand stand out from everybody. So even if you have no social proof or very little amount of social proof or something like that, you're going to stand out because nobody is doing this. Sure, you know, a couple people watching my videos, you know, they're doing this, whatever. But like, let's say out of 10,000 people sending outreach, like 9,700 of them, or even more than that, are just copy pasting stupid cold DMs, and they're not working, and they're just clouding up people's inboxes on email, social, etc. And you're just cutting through all the noise with this piece of free work. And it shows you're a hard worker, and that's who people want to work for. Even if you're a beginner, you can still sign people who make like 200 grand a month or more, as long as you show that like, okay, you're a hustler, right? First things first, you need to make a list of 100 dream prospects. So these people should be above 20K a month ideally, and they should ideally also already have some sort of audience on any platform, but it's not necessary, right? Like you can still sign people even if they have no audience whatsoever. Actually, like at our agency, typically like 40% or 45% of the people we sign, they don't even have any YouTube videos uploaded. And then like 65% or 60%, whatever, something in that range, I don't have the exact number, they already have videos up. Even if it's just a couple, it just means they have some experience. It's usually easier to take someone, or it's always easier to take someone from 1 to 10 than 0 to 1. When you can, just try and add those people in. I usually recommend for people's Dream 100 list to do like a 50-50 split. So 50% of the people don't have a YouTube channel and 50% of people do. You don't have to follow this rule like super like strict or something. It's just a recommendation. I do recommend that the people you target sell something digitally. So although you can basically sell a content service to practically any business on the planet right now, because they all need and they all can benefit from content, it's usually better to sell to people who sell something digital, online, like services, courses, programs, software, etc. Because let's say you get them a video that pops off on YouTube or short form, whatever, you can get them a lot more customers if they can sell worldwide. But if they can only sell to the city of Richmond, British Columbia, like there's only so many people there, right? So let's say if you get 1 million views on a reel, but only like 200 people are from there, you're not really going to make the company any money, and then they're going to churn, because we will always want to try and get ROI positive on our retainers as quickly as possible. So that's why I prefer people who sell something digital. But like, you know, I have some friends who target restaurants, although I would personally never do that because restaurants are broke and they have terrible profit margin. But just to show you, you know, you can sell to anyone. But I'm just telling you what I recommend. Next, as I already said earlier, you need to snipe them with free work. In terms of what free work you can send them a free YouTube script, you can send them a free thumbnail, you can send them a free script along with a loom at the top, you can send a free content strategy with video ideas in a loom, you can send a free channel audit in the form of a loom. There's a lot of things you can do, but it just has to actually be personalized and you're actually like providing actionable value. Like someone can look at the script, record a video. Someone can take the thumbnail, put it on one of their videos. Someone can take the content strategy and go record it the next day. Someone can take the channel audit and implement the stuff you said. Notice how all of this stuff is actionable. And whenever you reach out to someone, they're thinking, okay, cool, Ayman, you sent me like this stuff, whatever, like what's in it for me? So for people that are copy pasting cold DMs, like some people run a terrible script where it's like, let's say, hey, are you doing anything with email right now? Like for the email marketing guys, like the person just thinking, okay, like what's in it for me? Some people, when they pitch and they're sending cold DMs, they're talking about themselves. Like, hey, I did this, I did that. I got this person this much money. I got this person this many views. The person reading it is like, okay, I don't care. Like what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of this? You need to make it extremely clear in your outreach. In terms of the volume, I typically recommend people do 5 messages per day. We've seen people have success with 4 messages a day as well. I've found personally that 5 is the sweet spot. Some people ask me, Ayman, you know, why don't you do 10? Why don't you do 20? You know, more volume, more money. You're right, but typically I've noticed people who do more than 5 in a day, they tend to drop off and like stop. But like 5 or 4 has been the sweet spot where people can stay consistent and get results over the long term. And the thing with each outreach is like, it's not like 10 seconds, right? We're actually putting work into this. So it typically takes anywhere from, it can be 20 minutes, it can be up to 40 minutes per outreach. Next, the money is in the follow-up. So most people outreach and barely send a single follow-up. Maybe they'll send like 1 or 2 max, and then they'll just quit and move on to the next lead. But what you don't understand is that the money is in the follow-up. Like me and the students in my program, like we literally send like 20 plus follow-ups at a strategic cadence. Like we don't spam them like every 24 hours with a new message, and then in the span of a month we message them 30 times. No, we space them out strategically just to make sure, hey, we're still touching base with the prospect and we're not pissing them off and losing the deal. And the reason why this is so important is because when you reach out to someone, there's something you can't control, which is the timing. Like let's say you reach out to someone but their dog died yesterday, or their dad made them take their cat and give it to their cousin. They're gonna be pissed off. They're not gonna be in the mood to freaking make YouTube videos, anything. You can't control those external factors, but what you can control control is how long they're like seeing your face for in your outreach message. So let's say you keep following up, and then eventually 21 days from now, from the point where you sent your first message, they're like, you know what? Hey, I see this. Oh, okay, this is cool. Like, let me check this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is sick. Let's roll. Like, that's the power of the follow-up. It removes the whole timing part of the equation. And one other thing is that your outreach message should be very concise and straight to the point. Don't send a paragraph. Like, I hate it when I see this. It shouldn't be this like big message, like a big block. Like, it really needs to be like a couple lines super spaced out. It works way, way, way better because, when someone outreaches me, right, or outreaches you, whoever watching this, like, if you get this big message, you just want to click off. Like, you don't want to read it. But if you get something that's like short, concise, very straight to the point, hey, I made this for you, blah, 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 like, they're going to read it and take action and respond eventually. Maybe it's not today, maybe it's in 90 days, maybe it's in 2 weeks, but they will eventually respond. We've gotten responses from people like Ty Lopez, people like Jeremy Miner, and like a lot of other people. That's my students, not myself. For myself, I've gotten like obviously a ton of responses as well and signed clients. So this works. That's the direct outreach part. Now, your content is extremely important because number one, you're selling a content service. So the last thing you want to be is a content agency preaching the importance of making videos, but you don't make any videos yourself. So prospects will ask themselves, well, if content was as powerful as this guy says it is, why doesn't he make content himself? So we want to prevent this sort of scenario from happening by posting content. Even if the videos don't perform, it's still better than having 0 videos. And what's going to happen is over time as you post, they're going to obviously perform better and better. And the thing is, your content is going to help your outreach. As I was saying earlier, right, with like the foundations part, when you reach out to someone, they're going to search you up and they're going to paste your website, all this stuff. So you just need to look as credible as possible. And if you have content up there, they're going to start to watch your videos and then they're going to realize, oh, this guy's actually smart. Let me go respond to it. So someone can open your message, leave you on read, check out your stuff and come back to you. You really need to make sure you have content up. And the thing is, it's not even difficult. Like with a few hours per week, you can have everything scheduled out on every important platform. You only really need 2 to 4 YouTube videos a month, 2 to 5 tweets a day, and then 5 LinkedIn posts per week. So that's Monday through Friday. Just model off of the top people in other spaces. So don't model off of other content agencies, but let's say you go on LinkedIn and you see this other person selling a search engine optimization service for software companies and they're doing like these cool infographics on LinkedIn. You should go like, okay, let me go do those infographics. Or if you see this guy on Twitter showing like infographics or he's showing like AI prompts for that apply to his service, just take what's working and then redo it for yourself in your own niche. Just make sure you're not copying from people that are direct competitors like other video agencies and stuff, because you're going to get called out and it's going to look bad and you're just going to be a copycat. You need to be unique, right? As much as it's important to copy what's working, it's also important that you come up with your own concepts and test things. I'm going to do another video dedicated on content, but the reason why I was so focused on the outreach part for this video is because like this is where the money is made for the first like 3 to 6 months of your agency's time alive. The outreach works so much quicker than content. Like to get inbound leads from your content, it's going to typically take like 2-3 months if you're starting from complete zero. Of course, if you already have an established audience on day one, you can already start to get people if you're watching this, but the outreach works a lot quicker. But we need to do both because as the outreach is working, okay, the content's on this slow burner, it's slowly cooking, then eventually when you have both of them working really well, you have a nice pipeline, a lot of follow-ups going out, you have the content going out, things are going to just rip up. Like we went from like 15K to like 30K a month in like a month and a half or something, or maybe it was like 2 months. And then by the end of that was 2023. And then by the end of the summer, we're at like 44K. And then September 2023, we hit 62K. And then February 2024, I hit 93.5K a month. And then it was December 2024, I hit 132K a month. Things really start to snowball and stack up over time as long as you're staying consistent with the inputs. All these pieces of social proof you see here, they stay consistent. Like Philip, he went from 0 to 20K a month. He used my free content to sign his first 1 or 2 clients, join my program. And then I've been mentoring him one-on-one. He scaled up to 20K a month. He's not even 18. He still goes to school. This guy, Addy, as well, he's still in school. He went from 1K a month to 8K a month. And then this is Ahmed. In 6 months, he scaled to 15.5K a month. Like this is all because they're just following my instructions and day in, day out working. Jack here went from 2K to 12.7K a month. Chris, I have to update my interview with him. He went from 7K to 60K a month. I'm actually about to meet up with him in Dubai because he's out here spending his money flying around. Shout out to him and his business partner, Amrit. And then this is David. You guys probably already seen my old interview with him. He was at 14K a month. Now their best month was 30K. They typically do around like 25K-ish, something like that. Shamu, he hit 10K a month. I think he's actually at 15 now as of March. He might even finish at like 17 or something like that. Have a lot of other interviews. I'm recording more tomorrow. But the point is, I'm showing you this because this stuff works. And if it doesn't work, it's your fault because you're not doing it properly. All in all, guys, if you want to learn more, free group link below. Basically, the free group is just resources from my YouTube videos that I compile up in there, and I'm working on a free course right now. And last thing I'll say, if you want to work with me one-to-one, just hit the link in the description. You can steal my systems, all that stuff. If you qualify, book a call. There's going to be a doc that just explains the whole offer. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.